Welcome to every movie I've ever seen. Today, the movie that I'm going to be talking about is Untraceable. This is the 2008 tech thriller. I guess that's kind of a genre. It stars Diane Lane, Tom Hanks' younger brother, and Billy Burke, actually. I like Billy Burke. He's kind of an underrated actor. But yeah, this is one of the films that I did watch while I was doing my rummage sale reviews. I think this was one of the. I think this was maybe amongst my first. Because I have batches of 5, and I feel like this was my. This might have been amongst my first batch of 5, Untraceable. I think it might have been the best of that batch, but that's not saying all that much because there were a lot of pretty bad movies. But yeah, Untraceable. It's fine, I suppose. Honestly, I feel like the biggest problem with the movie is when it was released. Because you watch the movie and you think, oh, okay, this is fine for like a mid-90s movie, but you watch it and then you find out that it came out in 2008, which is like, oh, this is not a 2008 movie. This is a 1996 movie. Especially when the underrated TV show Millennium, by the guy who created X-Files, kind of like a spin-off of X-Files, Millennium had an episode very similar to this plot. Like a guy on the internet killing people, and like people go to the website. I don't remember exactly what was. It might have been exactly the same, if I remember correctly, or if I'm confusing one of these. But I believe the premise for Untraceable and the episode of Millennium is, there's a guy, he's got like a webcam set up of his latest victim, and once the website reaches a certain amount of views, that person will die. And so it's all kind of, like it's spreading with like early social media, I guess, word of mouth maybe. But people are going to the website because they're, people are people and they're evil generally, and they want to see random person die, I suppose. Which I feel like that's somewhat similar to the plot of the episode of Millennium. I don't. But maybe it's not about like. Maybe Millennium isn't. Millennium might not have the viewership aspect of the kills. It just might be he's broadcasting his kills via webcam, and once the time runs out, he kills the person. And I feel like in Millennium, the killer was like an older killer. He was kind of like a Zodiac-esque killer who disappeared, and now he's resurged once this new age of technology has come about. And this movie and the episode are both similar in regards that they're both kind of like technology hysteria, I suppose. You see that a lot, especially late 90s, early 2000s movies. It's kind of, this, it's just kind of like trying to make you afraid of technology or the internet or something. Maybe not trying to make you afraid, but just incorporating technology and internet into horror or thriller scenarios. I mean, you even see that nowadays in modern movies. You have these like social media movies where it's like an entire movie is seen through Facebook or on someone's iPhone, like Unfriended. And then you have all the Black Mirror episodes, which are considerably better than, some of the other stuff I've mentioned. But you have like the Black Mirror episodes, which they're all heavily technology based, although it also seems like a lot of the Black Mirror stuff has to do with your eyes. Implanting something in your eye, and they'll make an episode about that. But I also think about that Black Mirror episode about the bees, where, I guess that's a spoiler right there, but they're like killing whoever the least desirable person is on social media, and they got the bees programmed to do that. I think it was Hated in the Nation was the name of it. That was a good episode. I liked that episode of Black Mirror. But yeah, so back to Millennium, to get back to Untraceable. That's the biggest problem with Untraceable, is it came out in 2008, and it does not feel like it should have come out in 2008. It was really kind of late to the game when you got an episode of Millennium that came out, I want to say 96. Millennium started, maybe. I want to say probably 96. I don't think Millennium ever actually got to the Millennium. They had 3 seasons. So 96 or 97 sounds about right. I'm leaning towards 96, and then like 96, 97, 98, the third season would have ended in 98, which also sounds right. I know Millennium, it did have a little like epilogue thing in an episode of X-Files, which was the end of the Millennium, December 31st, 1999 is when that episode took place. But yeah, it was a good show, Millennium. I haven't actually seen all the episodes of it. I'll probably, at some point, go back and watch all the episodes. I don't know if... I probably haven't seen all the episodes of X-Files either. I mean, there's a shit ton of X-Files episodes. But the movie was fine. It was fine. I honestly don't even remember Billy Burke being in it that much. He played a cop, maybe. Maybe he was the love interest for Diane Lane's character. I know Tom Hanks' younger brother was like the nerdy tech guy, and he died, and he was supposed to be like the sad, emotional death. Spoilers, if you care about this movie, which is old, but not as old as it should be. And that's all I've got to say about Untraceable.